Hey, welcome all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Farm, thinking right out here in the lab where I do what I do. For some of y'all, I'm back in the book doing what I do, sticking to what I do best, I guess. So let's roll. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons, sometimes from the book, sometimes from the dome. I hope you enjoy both sides, but some do, some don't. Okay, but that's what I do for you. So appreciate you tuning in. Let's get to what we do. Right thinking mission. That's what I'm on. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment with information that you can use. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your personal goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission. That's what I'm on. And that all right thinkers know thyself with the lessons I put forth for you to do just that. If you're a right thinker, your job is to get the lessons and do just that. Know thyself is the goal. So let's make that happen. So let's go. I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical, yeah. But if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not, knows not that they know not, is foolish. Disregard them. A lot of them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. But you can teach them, and a lot of them. But I appreciate you, who I do get. So you teach them. I appreciate you. That's why I do what I do for you. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I have to. Moving on. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself and always to my yacht. Be true. I'm going to introduce you to the Neteru of the Theban Theology. We went from Anuian to Wasetian. Now we're doing a Theban. And they all what? Tie in together. This is the picture of one of my book covers, Egyptian religion. That's really Amun with the ram-headed god with the sun this over, but he's in the Asar mummified position. So let's get to the lesson. I got some good stuff for you. We're gonna deal with our on the previous page. You saw a picture of Asar and Ra as who Amun, with the guidance with the goddesses are set in Nephthep from the tomb of Nefertari. Now we're gonna study Shita Amun. Remember, he's the first part of the Amun Ra Ptah Trinity. So we saved him for last. We took you through Ra, took you through Ptah. Now I'm taking you to Amun. Let's go. So this is what he looks like. And if you look at the headdress, right? Think about the Jews or Moses when the Ten Commandments, the templates, they had the two tablets. That's what they got that from. Just gonna give you a little heads up. Again, just a tidbit. All right. So, but the mystery of the Wasetian Theban tradition are what related to the Neteru known as Amun. Got a picture for him to show you about that. But his trinity is Amun, Mut, his wife, the ultimate mother, for reasons they'll explain as we go along, and Kansu, the moon god, their son. He's the guy you see look like Ptah, but he got a half moon disc over his head, and he got the sun disc over that. But he got all the other weapons in his hand to show you he's royalty, and the prince lock on the side of his head. That's when you're a prince, you got to wear that lock on the side of your head so everybody knew who you was. Identity with all our Egyptian god and goddesses was recognized by what? The headdress. Moving on, that was an important part. And this temple is also related. Temples espouse what? The teachings of creation, again, in the Theban concepts of human origins and the path to what? Spiritual enlightenment. They're all getting you to spiritual enlightenment by means of the Supreme Being, and this time in the form of the god Amun or Amun Ra. It tells of how Amun and his family, the Trinity of Amen, Mut, and Kansu, managed universe along with his company of God and goddesses. He got everybody in his crew. What's this? Now, through the tradition exists since ancient times, the movement, though the tradition exists since ancient times, the movement became very important in where the early part of the New Kingdom era. So this is when they tell you about the family. You got sitting on the throne, just like you see the same Asar, Aset, Nephthys, Asar, Aset, and Haru family. You see Ptah, Sekhmet, and Nefertim family. This is Amun, Mut, and Kansu, their family. Okay, they all had ways of what? Spiritually enlightening their people, whatever vicinity they was in. So they got everybody covered spiritually and understanding what to do and how to get there. All you have to do is do it. Moving on. You had choices. Okay, moving on. The mystery teachings. Again, the mystery comes from those who don't know. I know Sonic order. I know other occult order seekers. Why? I'm part of occult followers. I joined a few groups to see what they was about, to experience it. So I do have knowledge of that. That's the purpose. Okay, moving on. And the mystery teachings of the Wasetian tradition are related to the Neterus known as Amun, Mut, and Kansu. Now, each, again, Neteru listed above here has a specific wisdom that's related to the nature of who? The self, you, moi, creation, and the divine. They all trying to get you to become one with your divine. Following this tradition means what? Means you're studying their mythic significance. You're learning about them. I'm going to take you through them right now. This is a short chapter. Wow. It's real quick. But it's the mythic significance and their wisdom, teaching, and their mystical insight for you to become what? Enlightened to who you really are. Together, they will constitute what is called the holistic teaching, integrating what? A philosophy of the tradition and the relationship with what? Other traditions. They all intimately connected. And these teachings and their understanding and the proper application of them are to be learned through the process, you ready? Shidi, profound study, daily. Not every now and then, daily. Why? It becomes a way of life. So you become what? Master of a philosophy that you practice, that you become a master of on a day-to-day basis, and you'll be the beneficiary of that. Why? Shidi disciplines is what I call spiritual discipline. Act accordingly, do what's right, offer selfless service, and for those things you will be rewarded. Moving on. And the main scripture of the Wasetian theology is contained in what they call the hymns of Amun, which sum up the ancient Egyptian understanding of what? The Trinity concept in creation, in which transcends it. This is their philosophy of God, their concept of the Trinity. Let's break it down. This is Amun in his human and his zoomorphic form. And the reason why you see the ram-headed God, during that time, we're in the age of Aquarius. For every 2100 years, we changed zodiac signs. Back then, the ram-headed God, we was in Aries. You see the Leo line, we was in Leo. See the concept? Now we're in the age, we just left Pisces. That's the spooky age. Everything was secret, everything was mysterious. And guess what happened? That's the dark. Age of Aquarius, lights has been cut on. Okay, information is everywhere. We're in the information age. All information ain't good information, but if you got information you hiding, it's no longer going to be hidden. It's going to be found out. So understand that. Let's deal with Amun. Now, Amun is the higher self. Why? It's hidden. You have to go and search. Not out in the world, within yourself. Understand that. But my philosophy and my students understand that. So Amun is the hidden self, in the hidden essence of all things. That's where being connected with God and being conscious of that connection, that's what makes this possible. We can say this. A lot of people profess it, but how many people understand it and live it to manifest it, to know for themselves? I know why I done put this stuff to use. I know it worked. I'm just trying to get you to use it. If you practice, guess what? Yeah, man, that right thing can work. It ain't right thinking, but I'm giving it to you. But it's philosophy that's been handed down for centuries from our ancient ancestors. The essence of all things, that's Amun. And he represents the sun, Ra, we just did him first, is what? Is the radiant and the dynamic outward appearance of what? The hidden made manifest. Hope you're understanding that. And also what? The light of cosmic consciousness, being aware of nature, understanding what it's all about, and the cosmic mind, so that what? Through which consciousness projects. We know God through what? What he projected in the world. Excuse me. But in this aspect, we talk about, okay, Amen, hidden, Ra, seen, Ptah, manifest. Ptah represents what? The physical world, us. The solidification or the coagulation of what? Of the projection of consciousness from Amun, which is hidden, Ra made manifest. In physical form, Ptah, we are here in the physical form. And these manifestations are what? Reproduced symbolically where? On earth, in the cities, starting with Kemet, the Anu, city of Ra, Waset, Amun, city of Amun, Hetekapata, city of Ptah. They all had their respectful places where they was revered for the same thing, getting the people spiritually enlightened. Okay, Waset or Nut was known to the Greeks, here we go again, as thieves. That's what we call it, thieves now. Another issue, I ain't gonna let that go. Now, who knew it also as Diaspolasis, which means the heavenly city? They changed everything, that crazy words. Thebes is the city identified with, what's this? That's why I just told you, that hat, his crown that he wear, the two plates, the two tombstones, I call them, that's the Thebes is identified in your Old Testament, the Bible. They called it what? The No City, or the No Aman. Amon, meaning the city of Aman. And I know the Bible used real historical places to legitimize their say-so, so I ain't going there right now. But yeah, this is the one I can tell you, he came out with the Ten Commandments. That's Amun, okay? Amun, as the ram-headed man I showed you on the left, he's decked out, okay? He got the double rams on both sides. He got the ram horn sticking out. He got the sun disc on top that represents God, and he got the hat, the plumes on both sides. All this represents control over Upper and Lower Egypt in that form. And in the male form, you got they represent who? Aset and Nephthah, the Ujat and Nekhbet. But their real names are Aset and Nephthah. The snakes, the serpents, the twin serpents, that's really one. They join together, but they go up separate and meet here, where God resides. The temple not made with human hands. The serpent goes up to come right here. Another lesson, but that's the concept. And the one on the left is the man with the double plume crown on the right. Again, them plumes represent serpent power, okay? Nephthah and Aset. Now, the symbols of Amun might be a little small to see, but they got him in a few different forms. See down there the ram head. See down there the actual ram. Then you see down there with the man with the heavy penis. That's Amus. I'm gonna tell you about him. That's another phase of Amun. But you see there, these are all his different characteristics, and they're all aspects of the same person. How about that? So let's go. Now, in the form of Amun Ra, the evolution of the concept of the divine takes on emphasis of what? The subtle and hidden qualities of said divine consciousness. As a ram-headed man, the iconograph of Amun emphasizes what? The qualities of the ram. Again, we take that quality, the gift that God gave that animal, which is fertility, leadership, confrontation, and also use astrological periods of the ram as it relates to the what? Great ancient Egyptian year. We was in the year of the ram. And every generation has a 2001 year of being in that zodiac space. We just left Pisces. Now we in Aquarius. Next one is what? Mine's Capricorn. I won't be here for that one. I ain't gonna live that long. I know that, but yeah, that's how it's done. But it's the concept. But it's real. Simple as that. But the human-headed form emphasizes the all-encompassing non-duality, the non-dual divinity as symbolized by what? The two plumes uniting into what? One being. That means your self coming in contact with your higher self, becoming one. That's heart mind coherence. Moving on. The concept, again, we dealing in concepts, mythological views, and allegorical stories to get you to learn a lesson about yourself. Now, the concept of Amun is the essential theme in ancient religion and mystical philosophy. Why? Sages have mythologicalized the idea. Okay, we put this concept in such a fashion that what? The study of the myth reveals what? Increasingly more profound layers of the mystery of what? Life. The outer layers are what? Shared through what? Intuitive understanding of the philosophical ideas and the said teachings, which was revealing what? The core wherein the discovery of the true essence of the mystical religious philosophies are found. It's a religion because you practice it, but the teachings is profound. That's why you manifest it from the practice of the philosophical concepts. And by being a daily habit, it's called a religion or religious concept. Moving on. Why? You implement it in what? Your daily life. It becomes part of what you do. And the name Amun, watch this, appears where? In the most remotest times of Egyptian history. Again, one of the originals. As the other main divinities and came to prominence when? In the ancient city of Waset, aka Thebes, from they say Waset is what we call it, Thebes is what the Greeks called it, in Egypt. The mysteries of Amun represents what? A quintessence of what? The ancient Egyptian philosophies concerning the nature of the unmanifest aspect of all existence, meaning the one that's hidden. That's Amun. That's the spirit that's hidden. And the understanding of what? Human consciousness as a transcendental and immortal witnessing subject. The place you want to reach is what? Your higher conscious self. That's where Amun resides in all his creation. You have to find him. Where's Waldo? No, it should be, where's Amun? Or when you find Amun, you found what? Your higher self. And it ain't out there. It ain't out there. It's in here. That's the concept I want you to understand. Ain't nothing you need outside of yourself. The teachings speak of what? God as God as an unmanifest, nameless, formless being of light. The sun, Ra, we know that, which is what? The source of all that it manifests. Whoever put the sun there, that's the one who's in control. The formless being of light later became known as the what? You ready? The watery abyss. The biblical concept, and Amun. In the Shabaka stone inscription, this teaching was espoused with who? They used Ptah, assuming the role of the what? Manifestation of the unmanifested self in the flesh. And from him emanated who? The Neteru in the form of what they call the Agdo, which is the 8 Neteru of elements of nature. We talked about them. I break that down for you. I got more for you. We're down there. Almost. I see the clock. I'm almost there. Now, you see this thing right here? I like to show pictures. In the picture, now once you break the picture down, the picture makes sense. You see Moot recognized as the vulture, okay? She got a good history, okay? She got everything that we teach, or every aspect of each character has a story that goes with them to show you who they are, and you can incorporate that in your personality, aka your character. So it's always good to have Moot. Moot represents what? Show the evolved form, and then, okay, here you go. Moot is actually, see her right here? She got the crown on in the female form. See, she got a staff in one hand and the ankh in the other. You always see the god and goddess with a staff and the ankh. They carry that. The ankh is the key of life. But this is significance of the vulture right quick. And break that down, and that'd be the lesson for today. I'll move on to something next. But right now, let's break this down. Let's talk about Mut. Mut as the vulture goddess and the consort of Amun. We know about Amun, the hidden one. He has a wife, Mut. This is her. The goddess Mut is the counterpart of Amun. She is nature itself. According to the Wasetians, Mut is like Aset, okay, or Sekhmet in her form, but she's represented by the vulture. And she exemplifies its capacity to what? Recycle. The power of the vulture, two things it can do. Impregnate itself through the wind, don't need a man. And it can eat carrion, which means dead meat, and what? Bring it back to life to feed her young. That's a hell of a thing, ability to have. So that's why they use the vulture to signify. You see them with the headdress on. That's why they show respect by putting the headdress on to that particular animal. The falcon, same thing. Moving on. We do call zoomorphic forms, okay, because it exemplifies the gift of that animal that we're using symbolically. Let's go and wrap it up right now. And she is the nature itself, and she exemplifies the capacity to recycle. Her main symbol is the vulture, just as vultures eat carrion and turn it into what? Life. She brings it from dead back to life to feed, to help her kids. So too, the goddess takes in what? Death, and brings forth what? New life for the spiritual aspirant. And the goddess Mut is the totalitarian deity of all queens. Okay, she represents that throne. What Isis sits on represents. She is their what? Protector and the symbol of motherly power. For this reason, the queens, especially of the New Kingdom era, wears the crown headdress of that incorporates the what? The vulture motif. That's the lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. In closing, right thinkers, may you live to be 100 and me 100 minus a day. So I never know that right thinkers like you passed away. I'll be back with some more lesson with the sun, Kansu.